Hello, everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a great night. So, I just figured out what was going on with StreamYard and my computer. They weren't really talking well to each other. Turns out I just didn't have enough storage space for the other two reacts that I did that didn't go through, and I just threw into the garbage. But I managed to put through a react once I figured it out, and it's time for another one. And rather than torture you guys with reacting to Chantal's current lives as they are, because believe me, it's torture. It's absolute torture. Chantal, it's torture. Her sitting there slurring, barely able to talk, just staring blankly at the camera. Y'all don't deserve that kind of punishment. So, what am I to do as a reactor? Well, I thought, wouldn't it just be interesting to combine the present and the past? Because the actions of the present are very much like the past. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you part of one of Chantal's lives. When she came on camera, obviously she was very upset with Salah, very upset because he wasn't talking to her. And let's compare that to a live that she did back during Crackhead Olympics when she was moping over you know who. And see if the two are very similar. And I think they are. Yeah. Same behaviors. Same her sitting in a room, high as balls, and basically just moping over a man. Because in my previous react, I told y'all, like, Chantal has said many times, I don't know what my purpose is. And that's because, according to her life has no purpose if she doesn't have a man in her life. So male validation is her purpose. And if there's no man, no purpose. Well, you guys are going to see, for those that maybe weren't around during Crackhead Olympics, how her attitude was that way all the way back then, and it's still very much present now. And the fact that she just uses being high as that's just what she wants to do. It's not about a broken heart. She just likes getting high, period, whether there's a broken heart in the picture or not. So how about we do that? How about we combine the past and the present rather than react her to one of her current lives as it is? Because what are we talking about? If I were to react, she'd just be sitting there for half an hour, not talking, slurring her words, babbling. I ain't got time for all that. You guys don't have time for all that. You're here to be entertained, doggone it. And so am I, and I don't want to fall asleep reacting to Foodie. So we're going to get into all that. I've got Foodie's live. Which one was this? Oh, all right. So, yeah, this live was from 2 days ago, and she was sad. And she was irritated at Salah because, according to her, he was being cruel to her because he wasn't talking to her. And then we got a video from Truth Is combining two of Foodie's lives. That's just a short clip, very short. So we should shorten this down quite a bit. So I've got some Twitter peeps to show you guys. Not much, a little bit, not much. And that's another tell when Foodie's lives are boring. You won't find much on Twitter about them. There's really not much to report. But we got some Twitter peeps. I got some cool stuff. So let's just get into it. All right, family, it's time for the Twitter piece. Let me just go ahead and pull them up. Wait, am I where I need to be? Yes, I am. Good. I'm on it tonight. I am. Okay, so for those of you that are on Twitter, that you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you not on Twitter, I like to do the peeps so you guys can keep up with all the news and gossip and opinions and all that good stuff. So let's start here with something cool from Small. No context cats. So watch this baby running across the pavement. No, no music. Look at those little feet. Those little bitty feet bouncing across the pavement. Go, 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 go. Those little legs running as fast as they could go. That is so cute. How could you not love that baby? Okay, moving on. Debbie's World. So Pete has to take an hour-and-a-half shuttle bus to Chantal and then a cab from the shuttle bus to her apartment. He plans on staying for one night only. She moves so far away from him, it makes zero sense to me. Well, maybe that's because she rented the only place that would rent to her. Although the big question is, when it comes time to pay the rent on the first, will Foodie have the money? Now, granted, she is getting her YouTube check, and I'm sure that's enough to get the rent paid, but will she have the money? Because I'm pretty sure that Chantal, once she gets her check, she's going to blow a lot of that money. I don't know if she's going to have the rent on the first. I guess it will all depend on if she can control herself with the money that she does receive. But there is a planned visit from Pete's that he's going to see her next week and come stay for a visit, although I don't know where he's going to stay. She doesn't have a second bed, so where is he going to sleep? And we don't know if it's a one bedroom or a studio, so he's going to sleep on the floor? Is she going to have proper bedding for Pete's? Where exactly is he going to stay? I guess we'll find out. Hey, Booger. You Booger. She's here. Also, I found out that apparently Kiwi Farms is pretty much zeroing in on where Chantal's living. And they got clues courtesy of Pete's sharing details about seeing Chantal, like the bus schedules and whatnot. So I don't know if the farms knows exactly where she's at, but they're getting real close. They're following the breadcrumbs. Anna says, wow, she's sitting there picking her tonsil stones. No clue why Salah would want any of that back. Ray's Dactylion says, is that why she kept sticking her finger in her mouth at the Walmart? I couldn't for the life of me figure it out. Ugh. When I heard that, I'm like, that is so gross. Chantal's had tonsil stones before. It's because she doesn't brush her doggone teeth. She just doesn't brush her teeth. Chantal, brush your teeth. That's just nasty. Okay? Tired AF says, put your energy into making your place nice, cooking healthy meals, walking, preparing for Christmas, anything but this. Get it together, girl. Yeah, because she's falling apart. And every live, it just gets worse. Just when you think it can't get any worse, it does. I don't know what you're doing, Chantal. I don't know if it's the edibles. I don't know if it's over-the-counter stuff. It could be a combination of those, maybe some other stuff too, but you're just constantly high all the time. You're too high. You can't talk to people. You can't focus. You're off in space somewhere, and you turn on a camera when all of this happens. I don't know why. I don't know why you can't keep your high to yourself, but you insist on sharing it, and it's not a good look. You're unreactable, and nobody can talk to you. All right, antidepressant content, timeline cleanse. Y'all look at this baby. This is Happy right here. This is a picture of Happy. It's a happy kitty. Aw. Looks like a baby booger. Yeah. Cuteness overload. Cat was too lazy to walk. Well, all I keep thinking about is Chantal rolling down a hill. And now there's this cat sliding down the stairs. And I must say, Chantal, this cat has you beat. I give this cat points for grace, style, sophistication, and uniqueness. I give it a perfect score. It did it fluidly and perfectly. and it struck a pose the entire time. So, do better, Chantal. A cat is making you look bad. It's sliding down the stairs. Milker says $500. Unbelievably annoying cat voice. Says curious about the Pennington Tall. Canadian girls, can one of you estimate a week's worth of gas? Say a full tank for the spreadsheet, please, and thank you. So, Sons of Cooks did a video earlier today estimating how much Foodie spent on Pennington stuff. About $500. And Kidney Jerk came through in a clutch and was giving answers to Sansa, saying it's about $65 to $70 to fill up the jerk mobile. Gas prices here are anywhere from $1.29 to $1.40. Wow, that's cheap. That's insanely crazy cheap. So, yeah, $500 for a haul. And then she goes to Walmart where there are essentials like, say, cat food, cat litter, cat toys. Doesn't buy any of that while she's there, but easily spend $500 on the Pennington Tall. Priorities, I guess. Duchess of Langley says, just so we are clear, all of this weeping and whining is 100% performative. She's not grieving her marriage. She's frustrated that her manipulation tactics have failed. We all get that, right? Yeah, I get it. And I agree. I absolutely agree. Flashing Pondu says, I love that she uses her audience as her friends, money donators, therapists, doctors, and enablers. As a YouTuber, it's Chantal's job to provide entertainment and they get paid for it. But begging for a 10K just to sit in silence, staring into her phone, is not entertainment. No, it isn't. It absolutely isn't. And even as a small YouTuber, can I just say it's disgusting that she has a very big channel and she makes plenty of money. And I'm sure there are people in our audience that they're watching their money. They're getting regular paychecks. And she makes a lot more per month than they do. And she's begging for their money when she's got plenty of her own. It's just so tacky. So incredibly tacky. All right, I think that's it for the Twitter peeps. It didn't take very long at all. Oh, here we go. And now it's time to move from the present to the past. Or is it the past and the present? Where should we go first? Should I start with the now and then move to the then? I think I should. Let's start in order. So we're going to start with Chantal's present. It's a live stream she did a couple of days ago. And then move on to the past. We're not going to stay here overly long, y'all. I'm not going to torture you today. No. You guys didn't do anything wrong. You don't deserve to be bored to death. And Chantal just seems to have a talent for boring people to death. We're just going to get the gist of this, and then we're going to move on to the other stuff. So hope you enjoyed this past and present react, and I hope you sub up and enjoy. Let's go. Say something. The long dramatic pauses. Girl, just spit it out. Boy, did I time that right or what?
Oh, hey, Tracy.
And when I was watching this live stream, I was like, she looks like she's been crying. I know that Chantal is not feeling well, but her eyes are all puffy and red. She's been crying. And why is that? Because Salah wasn't answering her doggone messages.
Yeah. YouTube featured. Gross. Oh yeah, I'm just having an awful time. Awful. Which messages? Here? Or you mean DMs? Oh. Oh. No, I haven't really been. But yeah, I will. I will, Tracy. But yeah, I'm just like awful, awful.
We couldn't tell.
Mentally. Maybe you can help.
Spit it out.
I'm extremely upset. I can't talk about it without crying, and I don't want to cry. So I'm trying to be numb.
You know, maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the entire problem, Chantal. Instead of dealing with your feelings properly, you eat your feelings. Or you get yourself so high that you try to escape from your feelings. Feelings are meant to be dealt with. There's something wrong, something hurting you. You got to face it. You got to deal with it in order for it to get better. You've been high for days. Has that helped at all? No. I don't think it has. I think you don't want to talk about Salah for whatever reason. I have a feeling that you signed some sort of NDA while you were back in Kuwait, hence not Kuwait, Syria, while you were in Syria before you left, hence the reason why there were more than a few people in the house. Maybe somebody was acting as a notary. And the NDA said that you can't talk about Salah and other things. And that's why you're doing something that is so unlike you. Usually after somebody dumps you or they leave you, you come straight to YouTube and you're putting them on blast. Somebody breaks up with you, you turn them into content. You make money off the breakup. You will spill the tea. You're not doing it. Why? You know you could make money doing that. And it's not like you guys really loved each other. It's not like he really loved you. He was off being with other women. And don't tell me that you don't have a lot of bitterness in your heart over that. A lot of anger. Oh, you got a lot of anger. You're just not letting it out. So what's keeping your mouth shut? Is it a piece of paper? Is it a legal binding document, perhaps? Is that why everything's so hush-hush? And you're struggling to keep it all in because you know you have to? Or, I don't know. I don't know what they would do. Are they going to sue you? I don't know. I don't know what the consequences are. But this is not like you. You're a vengeful person. You do not hesitate to let go on people that you feel have wronged you, and you feel that he has wronged you. By cheating on you, according to you, he cheated. I don't think he cheated. but you get the gist. You didn't get your way with him, so you feel wronged. And when you feel wronged, you spit fire out of the internet on YouTube. Why is this time different? Either something is keeping your mouth shut, like a piece of paper, or you're hoping that he will allow you back to Syria. Which is it? Is it a combination of both? I don't know. But something is keeping you quiet. And in order to stay quiet, maybe you've got to stay stoned all the time.
Like, I don't think I was ready to end my marriage. But I think it's too late now.
Chantal, do you know how pathetic you look? You look really pathetic. And I'm not being a mean girl saying that. You know what to do. You're not an incapable person. You know what to do, you just don't want to do it. But do you know how pathetic you look? Coming on camera and painting this picture of being completely hopeless and helpless, like a baby. I don't know what to do. I can't function. I can't think. I just want to go back to Syria, to a man that didn't love me, was never close to me. We were never intimate. I just want to go back to him because he was my security blanket and I don't want to let him go. I want to go back to Syria where I can plop myself down on a couch and not have to move and he'll do everything for me. You don't want a partner. You want a slave. You want a servant. You want someone who will wait hand and foot on you. Just give up their life to take care of your life. And they're not supposed to have a life at all. I can't do anything. I'm sitting here all alone, going days without taking a shower, going days without brushing my teeth. I'm going to stay stoned all the time because I'm so sad. And look, I get it. I do. When your heart gets broken, you can't fall into a depression. You can go and not have an appetite. I've been through it. But you take it to the extreme, the absolute upstream. Upstream? What's an upstream? I don't know what an upstream is. You take it to the extreme when you don't have to. You really don't have to. And all you're doing, if Salah is watching you, or if his family is watching you, you're putting out the worst possible picture of yourself. You are not portraying yourself as a stable woman that's got all their issues together. That if you go back to Syria, you won't be a problem. You won't be a burden. You'll be able to do things for yourself. You'll be able to be helpful. You're portraying yourself as someone that you need everything done for you. And that's very unattractive. So if you're thinking that this sad fishing is going to get him back, you might be doing just the opposite. I'm just saying. I don't know if he's got somebody right now. I think he does. But whoever that woman is, I'm sure she's capable, independent, can do things for herself, has a life, has hobbies. You want to be with a man, you got to learn how to live for yourself. Bugger.
So then go away, devil woman. It's not your channel.
Booger queen.
So yeah. I'm just sad and grieving. I don't know. Being alone is just awful.
You know what, Chantal? I don't think you're grieving the love because I don't think you ever loved Salah. I think you're grieving the attachment that you had to him. And there's a difference with that. You never loved Salah because you never cared for him. You didn't care about who he was, what he wanted, what made him happy. You never respected what he wanted. If you loved him, then you would have gotten to know him and you would have respected the fact that he was very close to his family. And you would not have been resentful of his family and looking at his family members as competition for his attention. You would have the attitude of what he loves, I love. He loves his family. That's where he comes from. That's what he's connected to, that I am going to give them the utmost respect and love back. Sometimes you can't really love your in-laws. They may be difficult, but it sounds like the in-laws were really, really nice. They were really nice to you. You had no reason to be resentful of them other than the fact that you're childish and immature and you just don't like anyone getting in the way of your control and manipulation of another person. You resented the fact that his family had influence over him and that influence was stronger than yours. When you were in Kuwait, you had more control over Salah because his family wasn't around. But once he got to Syria, that all changed, didn't it? You know why? Because it needed to change. You did not need to have control over Salah. You did not need to continue with the manipulation. So the universe was stepping in and bringing people around that could break your control, and they did.
I know I realized I wasn't happy there, but
No.
I wasn't always not happy. There must have been, you know? And then I'm like, yeah, there's reasons I didn't want to be there.
And I love this comment. Luna Bell says you were comfortable, but you were happy. Don't confuse comfort for happiness. I love that. I think Chantal does get confused. She does confuse comfort for happiness. And also, Chantal, on that note, I think you get the words need and love mixed up. When you say that you love somebody, I think what you really mean is, I need them. You can need someone without loving them. You needed Salah. You need Salah right now, but you do not love him. Because if you loved him, you would say to yourself, you know what? I care about this person. And I see that we're different people. We don't mesh the way I wish we did. But I want him to be happy. And I want myself to be happy. So although it's making me very sad to get away from him, it's for the best. It makes him happy to be with his family, to have the other life. That's the way it should be. That would be kind of an unselfish act. I don't think you've ever done an unselfish act and thought of someone other than yourself. But doing the right thing, even if it hurts, now that's a true act of love. You need Salah. He is your security. When you say, I want peace, to everybody else in the world, peace may mean something different. But what it means to you is you need Salah. You want that security space back. You want that security blanket back. It ain't coming back. And you're staying high as balls because you're realizing that no matter what you say, no matter what you do, the security blanket ain't coming back. And you can't go back to it either. And I think another thing that's making Chantal very unhappy, y'all, in the past, when she was wrapped around a dude, she, like Natter, she could drive to that person's house and knock on the door. She can't do it this time because the person she's fixated on is too far away. If Salah were in Canada anywhere, trust and believe she'd be driving to his house and trying the doorknob like she did Natter. That's what's stressing her out, that she could not give in to her impulses and just go to that person's house and be a bother. He's too far away. She's stuck where she is and she knows it.
But there's, teardrop. Hold on.
Oh, where you go?
Me, how I. Anyway. Oh yeah, I didn't read that, Melly. Thank you. I forgot. I'm like, I did see that. Yeah, no, I know it's like over because he's just not like the same.
Of course not. And why should he be? You're gone. He doesn't have to worry about running around and being at the house of all hours. Whenever you call and say, I want nashies, or I want this, or I want that, he can go out and actually have a life now. After 3 years, he gets to have a life. He can spend time with his family. He can spend time with his friends. He can go where he wants to go. The ball and chain that was around his ankle that had your name on it it's been taken off. He's flying like a bird. And that's really eating you up inside, isn't it? The fact that you know he's a lot happier than you. And I got to tell you something, Foodie. Look, Salah's not a good person. Neither are you. He's a romance scammer. And this whole thing with the Middle East and him and you, it went on way too long. And it was the sunk cost fallacy. It was a losing deal for him, but he just didn't want to let go. He got bit by the money bug and he just got greedy. He might still be greedy. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are talking. But he was determined to get something out of this deal since he'd spent 3 years on it. I would say, out of you and Salah, who won this thing? Who won this game? I would say that he did. You started out with a house that you lived in, money. You had a roommate. You had the pets. And in the end, after 3 years, he's got a place to stay. Maybe I also heard that he got a car. He's with his family. What have you got? You barely have a job anymore on YouTube. Barely making money on YouTube. You lost your place of where you stayed in Canada. You're in a much worse position than he is. So I would say If anybody came out the winner a little bit, it was him, not you. And the crazy thing is, you started out being the sugar mama with all the money, and you were calling all the shots. But now look at you.
Blames everything like on me, how I should be changing. But anyway, we did speak a lot at first, and now it's like less. Sometimes hours and hours in between.
You're lucky that he speaks to you at all. Let's just say the two of you were really married. But now it's over. It's all over. He doesn't have any obligation to you. He's not obligated to speak to you. He is not obligated to communicate with you. It's over. That means he goes his way, you go your way. That's that. That is literally that. And I know a lot of people have been wondering, is this whole thing a visa run? Like after the holidays are over, is she going to try to run back to Syria? I don't think so. I don't think she's going to have the money nor the health to go back. If this whole thing between her and Salah was a money deal, and she is currently in Canada and she's not making much money and she's spending herself broke, I don't think he'll let her come back. And if he's watching her streams and he's seeing her look and act this way, it will just back up his resolve to not let her back. There's no improvements. There's no advancement. She's not straightening her act up. She's just indulging in the chemicals. He's going to look at her and go, nope. No, I don't think so.
It's not simple to block someone. His values are different now. Well, that's not easy to deal with. His family can be priority, but why also can't his wife be?
Because you're not his wife anymore. That's the part you're not understanding. You're not his wife anymore. I don't think you ever really were. I think it was a YouTube marriage or a temporary marriage, but not a real, loyal, binding marriage. But let's just say it was a real marriage. You guys aren't together anymore. He's not obligated to keep in contact with you. He's not obligated to care for you. If you're having a bad time, if you're feeling depressed, it is not his job to sit on the phone for hours and coach you through it. That's why you should go to family or friends or a counselor. They'll help you work the stuff out. But if he's an ex, that means he's gone. He's done. And you should let him go.
You know? So, anyways.
Oh, and I love this. Tiffany said he probably just wants to live his life. You made it his job to make you happy. That is too much. Yeah, because it's an impossible task. It's a fool's errand trying to make her happy. Because not even Chantal knows what makes her happy. Not even her. And I got booger hair up my nose. I love my cat, but not even Chantal knows what makes her happy. Money doesn't make her happy, nor does being broke. Going to different places in the world with different cultures, people, that doesn't make her happy. Traveling doesn't make her happy, nor does sitting in a room by herself. Having a man doesn't make her happy, nor does being without one. I mean, there's no making her completely happy. If you're full of misery, that person being happy is impossible. Nothing makes her happy, not for very long. She fools herself into thinking, I'm happy. No, you're just distracted. And then once the distraction is over, you're back to being unhappy. That's why it never lasts. You reach for distractions, not substance. Substance in here. That would be long-standing happiness. That has meaning, that has purpose. Those are the two things you've been lacking for a long time, Foodie. You say, what is my purpose? You don't know? Go find out.
I definitely just have moments of like panic, like, okay, now it's just you in the world. So what are you going to do?
And by the way, Chantal is very emotionally manipulative. Always has been, even way before YouTube, even with her own family. She will use emotions to manipulate people. And it sounds like she's doing it again. She's trying to manipulate Salah to have contact with her based on her own negative emotions that she doesn't want to deal with properly. I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm heartbroken, therefore you have an obligation to talk to me. No, he doesn't. And if you can't get in touch with him, find someone else to talk to. If it matters that much to you, it's not his job to help you.
I was just like a housewife like last week. I didn't have to worry about anything. No.
See, that's what she misses. I was just a housewife and I didn't have to worry about anything. She misses the fact that he did a lot of things for her, and he was basically her caretaker and her Uber driver and her food delivery guy. It was the jobs that he did for her, the convenience of having him around that she misses. It's not him. It's the services that he provided. Chantal, you could pick up your phone right now. You need food? Call Postmates. You need an Uber driver? Call Uber. There's a lot of people that will do the jobs that you need done. You just got to pay them. If that's what's making you so sad, is that you're missing all the conveniences, you've got them in Canada. People will provide, provided that you pay them. Or is it that you're just sad and mad because you always pick a guy and you want to turn them into your servant and they'll do all those jobs for pennies on the dollar?
I don't have a fever. I always have you guys. Yeah, but like what? I just want to be with Juice and
You never cared for that cat. Why does she matter so much now? When she was there, she did not interact with you. You really didn't interact with her. She hated interacting with you, and I could see why. Based on the way you were picking her up, it looked very uncomfortable. You weren't brushing Julia. She didn't like you. So why are you missing her all of a sudden? And how dare you, by the way? You got a new kitten. Why aren't you loving on that kitten?
Anyways. Thanks, guys. Hello. I know, right?
Gal Charlotte says, with peace and love, no hate, you should really be pretending to walk on air since it's separation. That would interest someone more than a miserable person. Well, you're halfway right. Charlotte, you're halfway right. You're halfway there. Salah is still a mod on her channel. She hasn't unmodded him, which means he can look in on her anytime he wants. And I would think that if Salah saw her being happy, getting her act together, coming on camera, looking on point, looking like she's had a shower, looking like she's taking care of herself, if she came on camera talking about the many things she's doing to take care of herself, that would be more appealing than all of this. I'm sure him seeing her on camera so high she can't even talk, looking dirty, looking filthy, doing nothing, that is not appealing at all.
Yeah, do you hear her purring? The sickness sounds a bit better. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, yeah, I'm feeling a bit better that way. Hey, Laurel. Maybe. I don't know. I always think about you when you're not here. Yeah, it's totally different being alone. Yeah, good, Trina. Hey, Skype. Hi. Do you guys see her? I didn't get any food.
Okay, let's stop right there. That worries me. That really does worry me. It worries me because this is like a third or fourth time that I've heard Chantal say she's not eating. And I understand if she's depressed, if she's sad, that could be a reason why she's not eating. That can easily happen. You get depressed, you just lose your appetite, sometimes for days, weeks, depending on what's affecting you. I acknowledge that. But I'm worried because I'm wondering if Chantal is low on money right now because she's blown through all of her money and she's having to choose between party favors and food. Maybe there's no feedies around that will buy her meal so she'll get to eat for free. I mean, we are moving into the holiday season. I'm sure the feedies don't have much money right now they can throw at her. But sometimes, if you are an addict, you will give up food just so you have the party favors. And Chantal's been spending a lot of money on her little party favors. Those Conor McGregor bags of edibles cost $35-40 a piece. She could easily buy food for that amount. But if she's getting low on money and it's before payday, she's perhaps giving up the food just so she can stay high. And here's where the worry comes in. If Chantal is not eating, is the cat eating? Is she buying food for the cat? She's talked about supplies for the cat. We've not seen them. We've not seen the food. She's throwing treats at the kitten, which is not healthy for it. I really hope that the cat is eating. But even if she's decided, I don't want to eat, I hope that she's feeding the cat and taking care of it properly.
No.
Oh God, some of the Beezers, they really need to get their head out of the clouds. Elvira says, you've sacrificed too much already. Excuse me? She's done what? What do you mean she's sacrificed? No. Like, bad choice of words, Elvira. Let me help you. There's no sacrifice here. Let's rewind the clock all the way back to 3 years ago. Chantal made the active, free choice to pursue Salah. She made other choices to give up the villa with Pete's, give up the cats, give up her possessions, to go run to the Middle East to be with Salah. That was a choice, not a sacrifice. And she kept making the same choice, even after the messages from Kybella were revealed. She should have stayed in Canada at that point. She didn't. So everything she did was a choice, not a sacrifice. She willingly gave up possessions, living with a roommate, the pets that she had at the time, to go run after him. So let's not use the word sacrifice when you have a choice and you make a choice, not a sacrifice. Her possessions, her cats, her roommate, she really didn't value those things. That's why it was so easy for her to walk away. She doesn't put much value in anything. So let's not think that Foodie sacrificed so much for Salah. She really didn't.
We talked like once today. Teardrop. And he never, ever usually just like ignores my messages. And like sometimes I'll message him and be like, I'm struggling.
Maybe he's not ignoring your messages. Maybe he's just busy with family and friends and having a life. And I know you don't understand that, Foodie, because you don't have one. You make a point not to have one. And I have to wonder if it's because long ago you put it in your head that if you're a single person, that is the worst kind of purgatory. You can't possibly be happy if you're single. So now that you're single and he's not around, that idea that you had in your mind of single life is horrible life, you're living it because you've convinced yourself that is the truth. When you can change that picture, you could be as happy as you want to be by yourself. You just don't want to. You've convinced yourself that happiness is being with another person. Happiness comes where it does. It's in many forms. You just don't want to find them. You really don't.
I feel like he doesn't care anymore.
He doesn't have to care anymore. He's got no obligation to care for you. You're so angry because your manipulations are not working. You're pouting and you're sad and you're angry because you're not getting your way. Salah's got you figured out. He knows your tactics. He knows what you're trying to do. It ain't working. And you don't know what else to do. You don't know what tricks to come up with to get your way, to get him with you. You lost. You lost the game. It's over. Time to stop now. It's all over, Foodie. He doesn't want you. He never wanted you. All the signs that he threw you that he didn't want you, you still didn't get it. They were all over the place. Flags all over the field. You didn't see a single one of them. All that time that he was around you, that he stayed away from you as much as he could. The pictures of other women on his phone, the red room picture, the messages from Kai Bella. Right there in your face. The message was clear. I am attracted to other women, but I am not attracted to you. I'm sure you were more than willing and able, offering yourself up. He didn't want you. He was never attracted to you. He never felt close to you. You guys just had a business arrangement, and that's all it was ever going to be. It was never going to be anything other than that. Yet you turned it into some kind of big romance. Romance where? Girl, you got to buy your own flowers for Valentine's Day. What are you talking about? You made up the romance in your head. This ain't no Hallmark movie.
So, anyway, I guess I know where I stand, right? Charter a bus. You just want to be.
Tiffany says, you are making it his job to make you happy when it isn't his job. No, it ain't. It's also not his job to fix all of her broken pieces. It's not his job to fix what's wrong with her. And trust me, there is a lot wrong with her. She's got issues, mental issues, emotional issues, abandonment issues, daddy issues, all of her addictions. She's got an addiction to attention, men, chemicals, food. Those kinds of things, those problems, you need specialists, you need doctors, you need therapists, you need psychotherapists. You might need years of therapy. What can he do for any of that? Not a doggone thing. Those are very heavy, serious issues. And she knows that she has them, but yet they're untreated. She doesn't want to treat them. She doesn't want to address them. And every relationship that she tries to get into, those problems untreated come with her. And they become bigger problems for a stranger. And that's not fair, Chantal. To put that kind of weight on somebody's shoulders and expect them to be happy, that's some heavy stuff. If you're looking for the reasons of why things fail, you got to take inventory of what's inside first. Like, what's going on? Why does everything go this way? Why does nothing ever work out? If you're around different people and the same things keep happening, what's the common denominator? You. It starts with you.
Yeah. So there's that. Anyways. Hey, Katie. My ponytail. It's so greasy and ugly. Thanks, Teardrop.
You know, it still amazes me that Chantal just hasn't learned the lesson yet. And I've said this before to Chantal, but I'll say it again, just in case she's forgotten, which is probably more the case because her brain's in a fog these days. Chantal, let's go back to Natter for just a second. Remember how you're always running after Natter, throwing your money at him? You wanted him to love you. But here's the thing. You gave her over all of your power to Natter. You especially gave it when you said, I'm addicted to this man. And we know how you are with your addictions. Once they get a hold of you, they stay in control of you. You were addicted to Natter, to the idea of Natter, to the idea of a relationship with Natter. But he was a bad boy. Okay. I've had a few of those in my life, so I've got experience with them. Bad boys are bad boys for a reason. They're bad for you. A lot of women think that they can make a bad boy into a good boy, but the only person that can change a bad boy is the bad boy themselves, and that's if they want to change, not because somebody comes along and, convinces them to do it. But you are so desperate. You are running after Natter, being desperate, being weak, being pathetic. Thing is, if you had gone the other way and been everything that you've always talked about being, if you'd been a real boss bitch, gotten your head together, your emotions together, your finances together, your health together, and been that person to say, hey, I'm Foodie Beauty. I'm on top of my stuff. Ain't nobody telling me what to do. I got places to go. I got things to do. I'm going to go travel the world. I'm going to go see some stuff. And I don't need nobody's help. If you put out that boss energy, he would have been running after you. And the same thing goes with Salah, maybe. Been that person of I'm on top of everything with myself. I am extremely capable. I'm extremely responsible. I'm extremely mature and intelligent and well-worded and well-mannered. I know what to do. That's the kind of energy Salah's looking for, I think. A capable, responsible woman. You ain't it. You're just the opposite. You are a burden. You are a weak, pathetic burden who acts like a child. That is so unattractive. So unattractive to a man. That's the kind of energy they run away from and they avoid like the plague. So you go ahead and do live streams like this, but I guarantee you it won't get what you want. You want a man to love you? Get your head out of your butt. Stop with all this sad nonsense. Get it together. This big fairy tale that you painted of you and Salah, you know it didn't exist. You've convinced yourself it's real. It was never real. Stop being a sad, pathetic excuse for an older woman. We strong older women do not acknowledge that. Okay? It's not how we're supposed to be. Get it together. What are you doing? You got all the tools. You got a nice apartment. You making some money. You got that beautiful cat. Take care of it. Sitting and whining and crying for a man that don't love you. This is just, no, no. Take that attitude and throw it in the trash.
I know, Melly.
And I don't like you, Chantal. I despise you. You're a hateful, evil woman. Have been for a long time. But I must say, person to person, you saying to yourself, I have no purpose unless I'm with a man, unless I'm in a relationship, you are doing a great disservice to yourself. You are discrediting the importance of yourself as a person, as a soul. And if you want to go ahead and do that, you go right ahead. But don't you think that's insulting yourself? You're saying, I am not worth anything. I'm not worth anything unless there's somebody else around. You're doing a great disservice to yourself by doing that. I am worth nothing unless somebody is here. Come on. Stop that.
I love you, sir. Bees pants.
And Chantal, I wonder if you do all this sad fishing because you're trying to connect with people in your audience that maybe they've had their heart broken too. Are you trying to find those people in your audience that they've had their heart broken by somebody and you're hoping that they will feel sympathetic to you and they'll start throwing super chats the same way that during Crackhead Olympics, you were targeting people in your audience that have been through DV and SA, hoping that what you're going through allegedly in the moment will ring a bell with them and they'll open their wallets because I don't think it's working. You're trying to use something traumatic and painful to ring a bell with people to get them to give you money. If that is the case, that's disgusting and cut it out.
Yeah. Anyways. Fresh air. They do teardrop. No, Tiffany. No snow right now. I know, look at how hot I am with my hair fibers. You're very popular now. Eh? It is. When I got her, she was hiding cramped up in the toilet. She would never.
Okay, we're not going to go any further here. Okay, that's enough. She's high as balls. Who cares? We're going to go over here. Now, let's see, where are we starting? This is the past, Chantal. which is very similar to the present. This was during Crackhead Olympics. This was back when Chantal was living with Pete in the villa, had BBJ and Sam. She was making more money, much more money. And this was when she was moping about because of Natter. So you guys can watch this kind of like hybrid react, retro yet not retro, and see if the present and the past look very similar. Let's go. And this is courtesy of the channel Truth Is.
Oh, my whole body's so sore.
Actually, Chantal's a little bit more active here. I suspect it's because during this time, she was taking the wheelchair edibles, which were only 1,000 milligrams. And now she's taking the edibles that are 3,000 milligrams. Hence the reason why she can barely speak. Oh boy, I remember that doggone dress. Chantal would wear one outfit for days, weeks at a time until it practically fell apart. It was so disgusting. She wouldn't bathe. She wouldn't brush her teeth. She wouldn't wash her hair. Nothing.
I met up with somebody and they had rough sex. I'm just joking. Oh.
Yeah, I also remember, Chantal, you were so desperate to make Natter jealous and to put off the impression with your audience that you were so desired, so well loved by men. We'll never forget, none of us will ever forget how you were so desperate for people to believe that men wanted you that you actually staged condoms around your room. There was one live stream that Chantal did where she swung the camera around and she like allegedly had a man over and she had condoms around her room. Yet anybody that's ever been intimate with anybody would know just from where the condoms were placed, nothing happened. It's like, oh, I forgot this here. Hee hee. It was so obvious it was staged. She just placed condoms on the floor, on the dresser, like, I want you to see that. Because in Chantal's world, a woman has value if a man wants her, but she has more value if more than one man at a time wants her. So, according to Chantal, back in the day, she had several men chasing her.
Of course, I'm joking. 50 Shades of Foodie. Oh, I'm hungry. Like when a guy touches my face. But none of them do.
Wash your face, maybe they might. You want to be touched, you want to be loved. That's natural, that's normal. But if you want those things, you got to take care of your hygiene. No man's going to cuddle up to or want to love on a woman who smells like a garbage bag.
Hey. Shannon. That's right, princess baby. Raquel, hi Raquel. Yeah. Or was blocked? Hold on a minute. I gotta check on my snacks.
Okay, let's get past the food part. Let's move past the food. Where's the snacks? Like, was there a running total? Hold up. Man.
Another continent.
I've muted this because it's really too much. I'm sure.
I got to turn on the volume. I'm not doing this. I muted it all and just going to zoom through to show you what she ate and how fast she gobbled it down. Yeah, when Chantal was high back in the villa, she would spend sometimes hours eating tons of food. Literally hours. I don't know how she didn't make herself sick, but let's get past the food part because I don't like to see her eat.
Why are you guys making fun of me for the way I smoke a joint? Like, who cares? I do inhale.
So I'm going to ask the question already. We just saw the Chantal of the present day, and this is the Chantal of the past. Is there really any difference between the two? Anybody? The only difference is here is that the Chantal of the past was in the villa with Pete's. The Chantal of the present is in an apartment by herself. But in both situations, she's getting high and she's a mess and she's unbathed and not giving a crap about life. She's indulging in her addictions.
Don't I? Okay, I'll be back shortly. Gotta pee. You sell me? It's Tim. Muted? I'm not muted. No, I didn't. You think that's what I was doing? You just saw me rolling one. I'm too tired. A little bit.
You know, is it any wonder that the reactors are not reacting to her right now, that a lot of are saying no, it's because we've been here before. We got burnt out on seeing her this way every night. And Chantal can hate girl world all she wants. But if we're going to keep it honest, and we are, Chantal, you owe girl world a big thank you. Because it was during Kraken Olympics that us reacting to you made you interesting because you weren't doing the job on your own. But we got burnt out on seeing you high. It was boring content. And for some people, it was triggering content because there are people in girl world, in your own audience, perhaps, that they've dealt with addiction, perhaps personally, perhaps somebody that they know, a family member, a friend, maybe even a coworker. And they don't want to be triggered. Yet you insist on broadcasting your addictions and doing self-harm content. And you want people to watch and you want people to pay you for you to hurt yourself. And that's not the stuff that should be on YouTube. Nobody should see that. It's not entertainment. It's not great content. But you don't want to go to a therapist and you don't want to go to doctors because you be paying them. And they'd be giving you information that you would have to listen to. And they wouldn't be awed by the fact that you're Foodie Beauty. They wouldn't care. Just another patient. You want to be in front of people that you can control, manipulate, lie to, people that will give you money. Although nobody in your audience can truly help you, not with the deep issues that you have. They can't give you the help that you really need, but you don't care. As long as you have an audience, as long as you can make yourself a spectacle and get paid, that's all that's important to you. So I guess you care more about the spectacle than the actual help because you refuse actual help. But it's all about being in the spotlight.
A little bit, yeah. My bladder. A little bit. Smoked some of it. It's a really big one though, so I put it back in here.
And I have heard that YouTube is changing its policies regarding harmful content. And because they are, I'm sure that's the reason why Chantal is not eating on camera so much like she used to. Also, I've also heard that she's in an apartment where she's not allowed to smoke, so she can't smoke like a chimney. Hence the reason why she's probably doing the edibles, because she's not allowed to smoke in the apartment. But if she were allowed to smoke, trust me, she'd be smoking like a chimney. She just can't. And I think the edibles are a bit worse than the roll-ups because the edibles are pretty powerful. And she's doing too many of them all at the same time.
Whoa. That's what she said. My thing is loose. My room is messy, I know. Excuse me.
Oh,
Friday night she went live for less than an hour, and she was blitzed out of her mind. But the big news was that the filthy fertilizer gnome had trundled downstairs and was once again perched on her throne wheelie chair in the kitchen. No stinky gross bedroom video this time. TGIF for all.
And this was Friday, July the 16th, 2021. So this was 4 years ago. So 4 years ago, she was living this way, and she's still living this way now. Even when she was with Salah in Syria, there were complaints about her living in filth, like water bottles everywhere. She didn't pick up after herself. So it doesn't matter where Chantal's at in the world. She's just a filthy, nasty slob who doesn't care about herself. Yet she expects for people to cater to her every need, her every whim, pick up after her, run to get her stuff, chauffeur her everywhere. Yet she can't be bothered to do the basics to take care of herself.
True Texas. See. Alicia. Basic. All very important research. Hi. Welcome back, Basic. Yeah, pretty sure actually, but not too sure yet exactly. You had to renew. I like that. You guys are like a family now. I hope you all renew. So we can be. I'm very tired. I smoked way too much today. So I'm just like, Marissa. Oh, my phone is moving.
Well, you're probably wondering what just happened right there. Let me explain. Chantal would get so high that she claimed that she saw shadow people and she heard things. Yeah, that's right. Shadow people. I don't know what she was doing, but she would see shadow people and she would hear things when she was high.
No, I will not be raising the visa price. Where does a rumor come from? Doesn't it come from any truth anymore? Why? Let me guess. The rumor is that I have a drug habit, and the $4.99 isn't cutting it, right?
Well, that wasn't exactly a rumor, was it? Because people were calling you out for the longest that you were doing the nose powder, and you swore that you weren't on it, even though you got caught multiple times. You were coming on live stream with powder underneath your nose. And then you would do it practically on live stream. You turn the camera off to the side, and we could hear you sniffing. And then when people remarked on that, you went to the bathroom and you did your sniffing, but you wouldn't mute the camera, the microphone. And then when people said, "Yeah, we know what you were doing in the bathroom," finally, you mute the stream and then go to the bathroom and do your stuff. And then later on, you confessed, "Yeah, I have a Coca-Cola habit. I bought about $4,000 in Coca-Cola." And that's not even counting the, shall we call them, button mushrooms that you were buying from Nads. $300 in those. She was doing the spiritual mushrooms on top of everything else. No, she didn't have a habit.
Oh. Is that the rumor? I'm telling you, I know. I'm not stupid.
It wasn't a rumor.
I'm not stupid.
That's debatable.
Right?
I had some audio mess going through this video. I think I recorded it at faster speed, so it glitched and got extra tinny in some spots. Oops, sorry.
I don't know what rumors are going around about me now. Okay, what rumors are going around? I will disprove them or confirm them, yes or no. If I don't want to answer something, I'll just say next. and then I won't be confirming yes or no with the next. Go for it.
This was back when Chantal got high, but she could handle her high a little bit better. Just a little bit. Just a little. More than she's doing these days. But she could get high, just high enough to where she could, feel good but still talk. She would eat massive amounts of food for hours, but she wasn't comatose zombie high like she does these days.
Muted again, because eating noises. I don't have any major points to note in these videos, or comparisons to make. I find them interesting to view next to one another, knowing they're 2 days apart and she's high as hell in both. And cat butt cheese is one of the grosser things she's eaten.
Okay, let's get past the eating. Stop eating, Chantal.
Pretty monster. Hi, princess. Are you happy with that lifestyle? It's not horrible, but it's not super fulfilling either. So no, overall. But it's kind of fun. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Getting high and eating all day. If there was no consequences, like gaining all my weight back. What are my things like?
I remember back in the day, Chantal got high so much on so many things that people in her own chat would say, pupil check. They want to check her pupils, see what they look like. It annoyed her. People said pupil check, but that's how often she got high, just to check to see if she was high.
Now I'm always gonna be checking hamburger eyes. Leave him alone. He's perfect. He is, but he's in the way. Good night, guys. Sam, let's go upstairs. Okay. I'm okay. I'm just tired and try to come on when I have more energy. Hopefully tomorrow I'll feel a bit better. I'm just really battling some serious blues, for real, guys.
Sound familiar? You guys don't understand. I'm really going through it right now. Chantal, you need a new script. You are just rehashing an old script and you won't leave it alone. You say the same things about the same things over and over. I'm so tired. You guys don't understand. I'm really going through it. I'm sure there are people in your own audience, they're going through things, but they've got to push on and keep it moving. But you want pity and sympathy. I'm going through it, guys. You don't get it. I'm so tired. You don't understand.
I'm just kind of numbing myself.
Boy, I'm sure that sounds familiar to a lot of people. How often has she said that lately? I'm just numbing myself. As you can see, the Chantal of the past is also the Chantal of the present. And the reason for that is because she does not change. She does not evolve. She does not get better. She may get older, but she's not getting better as she gets older. She just stopped at a certain point and hasn't grown since then.
You know.
She's been numbing herself with gluttonous amounts of food for 4.5 years, but her members only noticed a problem when she switched to Coca-Cola.
And then I should be dealing with it.
Yep.
I know that.
Chantal doesn't deal with her problems. She runs from them. She escapes from them by any means necessary, by distracting herself with a man, with chemicals, with food, whatever it takes. Always running, always escaping, never solving.
All right. Yeah. No, I'm not on benzos. I know I seem This really good indica, man. No, I mean you can't even get those here anymore. No, for real, you can't. Like it's very hard. And I've seen what
And how would you know that it's very hard to get those? Have you been looking for them?
they've done to people. Anyway, yeah. This emoji is so cute. Okay, I gotta go, man. Nah. Bye, Sam. I don't want to come on all the time when I'm like this. That's why yesterday was like even worse. I think, oh man.
Well, what a difference. Chantal, I stand corrected. You have changed a little bit. Back in the day, you didn't want to come on camera extremely high. Now you do. Now you just don't care. So that part has changed.
It was bad. My bra had a barbecue chip stain.
Karate Joe is a very
Okay, we can just stop it here. So I just wanted to put the present and the past together to show everybody that nothing has changed. She hasn't changed. The way she's dealing with things, the excuses, the reasons, not changed. And this is why a lot of reactors are not reacting to her. We're burnt out. And there's nothing worth reacting to anyway. When all she's doing is staring at the screen with a blank look, what is there to talk about? But this is for those who might be newbiezers. They went around for the Crackhead Olympics. They went around for the first round of her being zombified. They're around for this round. So I just wanted to show them that it's been going on a long time. So any promises that Chantal might be making about I'm going to get my life together and I'm going to change, I think there's evidence here to show that she doesn't change. She escapes. Or she tries to escape and she never quite gets all the way there, does she? So that's it for this react. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And special thanks to the channel Truth Is for their video that I'm using tonight. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.